That's right, everybody. The booty is back, and so am I with another Spyro video. I decided after doing the bigger recap videos for Spyro 1 and 2 of Reignited, I would do a weekly Reignited recap to kind of catch up on all the stuff that, all the drops that we got through the week and things like that. And I know I'm a little bit late on that. It's been a little more than a week since I uploaded my Reignited recap of Ripto's Rage. But, I'm kind of glad that I am a little late because we got better footage than we had before. Not necessarily new footage, but better footage from the San Diego Comic-Con and the Spyro panel that was there. But first, I thought I would open with the big news that the Nork booty is not going to be censored. We got the official rating from ESRB, and it expressly states that some of the enemies will moon you. So I'm not going to read it for you. You guys can probably do that yourselves, and I know other YouTubers have already discussed this. So again, a little late to the party, but better late than never. And because of me, you got, Nork booty and Corgi booty at the same time. So thank you very much. But without further ado, let's get into the rest of the Spyro footage and news that we've gotten over the past week to 2 weeks. So starting off, we got this poster that people got if they went to the Comic-Con and went to the panel and whatnot. I like it. It's a really stylized piece of artwork. You got Nasty Nork looming in the background. I mean, he's pretty intimidating for what Toys for Bob has reimagined him to be. But you see, Spyro's not scared. I mean, he's raring and ready to go. And you get the creepy little egg thief in the background. You get, I think that's Aster in the bottom, and he looks really good with the hat. Actually, he's pretty cute. And so Sparks down there at the very bottom by the logo. You see Nestor, you see Crystal Dragon. I mean, and you see Toasty there in the middle of it too, poking his head out of that costume. All in all, a nice piece of artwork. Kind of jealous that I didn't get one of those posters for myself. Really need to get the other posters though. They started off kind of talking about trying to be faithful to Insomniac's original vision and trying to get the new Spyro model correct. That was kind of Insomniac's big thing. You have to get Spyro correct. And so they did a lot of concept art and, model tests to see if his expression would emote properly. Really like the first model design, the first model picture there. Looks so serious. The second one's kind of silly there, but I think if you pause anybody's, expression in the middle of whatever they're doing, it's gonna look weird anyway. So I have no qualms about that. And I know that I already showed the footage of Nestor, and that I feel like that's been a thing that's been talked about for a little while now. But we got a full HD version of that I'll play here. And now that I get to see the back of him, which, oh man, that looks great. But his tail looks like he's kind of designed after almost a sea serpent, with that big fin kind of thing on the back, which kind of matches the little fin-looking things on his face. You gotta love Nestor. Gotta love Nestor. And now I just want to pause this screenshot here. I like the fact that Toys for Bob is getting this cohesion with the 3 games by bringing Tom Kenny back to do, all 3 Spyro games. And I know a lot of people didn't like the original voice actor for Spyro. I actually didn't mind him. I thought he brought a lot of sass. I mean, he was kind of edgy and kind of, he was pretty fierce in his own way. A little too much so. He kind of captured that kid spirit of, yeah, I'm gonna go get him. And I think that with this pose, they kind of captured that spunk that the original Spyro had. So I really like that. I really like the pose. Then they moved into talking about the Spyroscope, and while most of it doesn't make any sense to me, I can follow the dots, the moving dots for the Egg Thief and Spyro, and you get kind of a look at how that works with the path illuminated here. You also see great shots of Dry Canyon. You get to see that those guys are green instead of yellow, but they still have their guns. It kind of reminded me of like dust balls almost when they hit me in the first game. So I really like Dry Canyon. I'm looking forward to playing that level. It looks a little brighter than I imagined, but still really good. And then we get footage from Glimmer. More footage from Glimmer. It looks just as gorgeous as that initial footage we saw. I love how reflective the ground and the stones are. You see that they added a glow to this gem down here. Very nice touch. Those big guys, I'm still a little conflicted about it, but in gameplay I'm not going to pay too much attention, I don't think. More concerned with... You get to see kind of like the charge jump thing. It's a little different. It's a little different there. Again, I love how reflective the ground is, the stone and everything. It's gorgeous. We get our little bouncing friend here, our little gem cutter. He's so adorable. You get Spyro going up in the little whirlwind again. That's really growing on me a lot. You see the little lizard there. I imagine the lizards being kind of cuter in the original version, but again, I'm not going to care too much when I'm playing it. I just want to take a minute to appreciate this power-up portal here. It's clearly going to change with each of the levels and where it's placed. And the purple and silver wing icon there is just, it's a really gorgeous design. It really fits this level. And then we get quick footage of Spyro running through a few different levels. And I'm just going to pause and talk about some screenshots that I took. Now, looking at Artisans, this is a nice view that we haven't really got to get a good look at before. You see that little bandit Nork in the background. You see the nice platform, the castle. The lighting looks a lot better than it did. I think this is a more polished version. Then we get a better look at Clifftown without that purple haze filter on it. I think it looks so much better without that purple. I like the addition of the doors. They're like actual houses now. Like I mentioned it in one of my other videos. It was hard to imagine that dragons or anything really lived in these worlds before, but now you can tell. And now these are like homes. This is where they would actually live. You can see kind of these little blobs of the fat ladies in the background too. I can't wait to see them up close. They're going to be amazing. You see the little armored guys. The sky is nice. I think this one is incredibly accurate to the original game. You see the return home portal. I mean, you can see all the nice platforms and stuff on top there going up the cliffside. And here we get my favorite level, Lofty Castle. This is the best screenshot I could get of this one to get that little devil in the bottom. You can see him. It looks like he's looking to the side a little bit. I can't wait to see what he looks like close up too. They were freaky already in the original version. The skybox looks a lot better. It doesn't look as washed out as that footage that we saw that got put out a little while ago. And it doesn't look quite as dark as the footage from the trailer. It's definitely got that pink purplish hue going on that is very reminiscent of the original game. The trees, I don't think that there were trees on those ledges before, but that's a nice addition. That looks like in the very background there a balloon for one of those floating Norks. It doesn't look quite the same as the original balloons. It almost looked like it had a face on it. So I'm curious to see if I'm just, you know, I'm just making things up or what. But Lofty Castle so far looked gorgeous. I cannot wait to play that level. My favorite level in the games. Then we get this quick look at Twilight Harbor. Not too much to talk about here, but I like that they made this like a dock. It did not look like a dock in the original version. Now it does. It's got like these wooden planks and everything. Looks very industrial and very menacing. People have compared it to the Ratchet and Clank games. I think it does kind of look Ratchet and Clank-esque, which is really cool too. And then we got to see one of the dragons from Dr. Shemp. Not one of my favorite dragon designs. I'm not sure what's up with his head there. Again, that's the one thing that's kind of got me conflicted on these dragon designs. But I love his motions. I love his wings. I love how expressive the wings are when they talk. That's probably one of my favorite things. There's so much emotion there. And then we get high-res picture of the starting screen from Skelos Badlands. It's a lot less barren than in the first one. The skybox is more gold, less red. That might bother some people, but I don't know that it will bother me. The skull in the background looks pretty cool. There's a cactus. Again, it's just overall less barren, I think is the key word. And look at that shadow. They didn't have shadows in the original one. What? Then we get concept art, it looks like, for Sunny Beach. I've got to say, I like that they went for this sandcastle-esque look going on here. And, you know, they added, I was looking at this image and I'm like, why is there a pipe there? And then I realized that right behind that is that pool that you knock the baby turtles into to save them from the soup. So they actually thought about that and added a pipe where the water would actually enter that area. So that's, you know, great attention to detail, Toys for Bob. And then we get an actual in-game look at it, which we've seen this before. Maybe I covered it before, I'm not quite sure. The colors are nice. It's got more of a beach type feel. The water is crystal clear. You got the nice kind of not rickety looking, but really neat ladder on the side. Totally matches the level. There's nothing out of place here, that's for sure. Footage that I originally saw from Jordan Fringe. He's not the one that posted it, but he definitely showed it off, brought it to my attention. Not much in Artisans, but we're gonna see a nice shot of Magic Crafters. Look at that uphill jaunt, the grass, the flowers, the archways. You get more town square. The bulls look just fantastic. We've already seen this shot of Magic Crafters. We get a little more of town square, that tunnel. The skybox is looking nice. And again, that shot of Magic Crafters and town square. Anyway, that just about wraps up this week's Reignited recap. If you're interested in more Spyro the Dragon content from me, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of these drops and this footage that we've seen over the past week to 2 weeks. Let me know your thoughts down below, and as always, I'm Lynn Wolf, signing off.